I think a lot of people don't know all of the things that we're doing to ensure that the data is very high quality.
After I submit a prompt and receive a result and vote on it, what happens to that data?
So we'll do some tagging on it to sort of understand what type of a prompt it was. Was it creative writing, instruction following, coding, math, things like that? So we'll add tags, and we'll also do quality level assessments of it. I think a lot of people don't know all of the things that we're doing to ensure that the data is very high quality. We have lots of checks that run through our data that are detecting if this data is low quality, if the user who's submitting it is suspicious in some way based on their activity, or if they're a bot, or the other questions that they've asked, or how they're voting. So we actually have a lot of checks running behind the scenes that are filtering out low quality data, and a lot of people don't know about that.
But anyone can go submit a prompt, right?
Anyone can submit a prompt, but we may or may not end up counting that for the leaderboards.
Why wouldn't my vote get counted?
If you ask a question that many other people have asked before, we don't want sort of these very common hello, hi, who is this type questions dominating the leaderboard. So we actually will filter a lot of those out if they occur too frequently. And is this something that is trying to understand the identity of the model that you're talking to? Because that might be a vote that's more like a manipulative vote. And if either of those happen, that we may remove or downweight it.
But you're just letting anybody submit a prompt.
Anyone can submit because we want everyone to use AI in the most authentic ways that they want to. But if people are being intentionally manipulative or spamming, we don't want those to influence the leaderboard, but you're free to use the website.
Is that the best way to evaluate a new model? Shouldn't we be asking smart, researchers? So
we are interested in evaluating how AI performs for people who actually use AI. And if we're adding too many restrictions on how we should use it, then it will be sort of a less natural interaction. So we really want people to use it for the real things that they would, and we don't want to put too many restrictions on that. By providing the AIs for free, we get a user base who uses AI for all of the things that people like to use AI for. So they're using it for their jobs, for their schoolwork, for their hobbies, for anything that they find interesting. And that's a real natural data set of real use. And that's something that AI companies want to create models that are good at. They want to create models that are good at all of the things that people like to do. And specifically in our evaluations, we're comparing models from different providers to each other. So they're getting sort of a natural evaluation directly with their competitors. And that's something that they're very interested in knowing about. So freshness is a huge thing. And that's the biggest differentiator between us and any other benchmark. Because every day we're collecting thousands and thousands of never before seen prompts with human feedback on which responses are better for their prompts. And that's something that you can't find anywhere else.
What if I don't want a general ranking? What if I'm only interested in coding?
Yeah, so we perform targeted evaluations at different segments. So we'll apply tagging to understand which sort of categories the prompts belong to, like coding, like you mentioned. And we can create leaderboards just on those segments to also get more targeted signals about how the models are performing.